Shohei, you said a couple of days ago here that you didn't think you were so much like chasing bad pitches as much as you were just missing pitches in the zone. I was just kind of wondering in the last couple of days here, what did you do to kind of make sure you would have missed that pitch when it came today?
アプローチは特には変えてないですね。シンプルに今までやってきたことを継続してますし、場面によって多少変えるときはありますけど、基本的にはやりたいことは変えないので、それが比較的今日はいい打席が多かったかなと思います。
I haven't changed my approach in general. I've been able to kind of stick to the same approach that I have with the different situations. I might change a little bit here and there, but overall it's been the same approach.
Next question. One on the left, first row.
Shohei, what have you kind of learned in the postseason? Just kind of giving how small sample size are kind of magnified. Obviously, a couple of days ago we were talking about your splits, and then obviously today, leading off the game with a home run.
打席数がまだ少ないですけども、走者がいる時といない時の成績とか何か感じるところはありますか？
さっきも言いましたけど基本的にやることは変わらないので、それが1打席目でも、最後の打席でも基本的にはしっかりと集中して自分でやることに努めたいなとは思ってます。それがスコアリングポジションにランナーがいてもいなくてもまずそこが一番大事かなとは思います。
The focus has been pretty much the same regardless of the situation, if there's runners on or not, trying to stick to the same plan, same approach.
You've seen how hard Mookie has kind of worked over the last couple of days. What has it been like to see him get a couple of results here tonight?
最近この数試合活躍してますけども、全体的にどう思いますか？
もうただただ楽しいですね。塁上から常に、状態が良さそうですし、彼が、打ったらもう得点する準備を、僕自身は一塁からでも二塁からでも常にヒットを打ったら、ホームに帰るつもりで、努めたいなと思ってます。
It's been fun being able to see him, perform really well. Obviously, being in a situation where I'm on base, and so he looks really good and locked in. My job at that point is to make sure that I score on anything that Mookie really hits.
Next question. I'm going to go Barry.
Shohei, you're one win away from the World Series. Is there any anticipation of that? What do you think about getting to that level and playing with other stars in the World Series?
あと1勝でワールドシーズンになりますけども、そのワールドシーズンの舞台に立てる、もしかして立てるっていう可能性とか、いろんなスターに囲まれて野球ができるとか、何か感想とかありますか？
敵地で昨日今日といい野球ができていると思うので、それをまずはしっかりと継続して明日につなげたいですし、明日しっかりとまず決めるという気持ちを持って全員で頑張りたいなと思ってます。
I'm really just focused on playing a really good game tomorrow, even though we're at the in an away situation. Just want to focus really on winning the game tomorrow and playing a really good game as a team.
What do you think of the amount of people that are watching these games over in Japan?
日本でこの試合を見てる日本の人たち何か。
そうです。なかなか時間帯的に見れたり見れなかったりっていう感じはあると思いますけど、見れた人、そうですね。吉野も今日いいピッチングしましたし、自分自身ももっともっと活躍できるように、それに応えれるように頑張りたいなと思ってます。
I'm sure it's not easy for the people in Japan to be able to watch these games because of the time difference, but Yoshinobu pitched really well. We've been playing really well, and I hope to continue to perform well as well for the fans in Japan.
Go back to Dylan.
When you hit that home run, I noticed you pointed back at the dugout. I was wondering, did that have any meaning in particular? Was there anyone in particular you're pointing at? And also I saw that when you kind of got back to the bench, Kike came over, and he seemed to be very animated. What was he saying to you there?
ホームラン打った後ダグアウト向かって指さして まず誰かに指をさしていたのかと、それとあとダグアウトに戻ったら聞けとなんかいろいろ話し合ってたようなこともあったんですけども、何かどういうことを話してたんですかね。
一番はフレディがレイトショーはいいから早めにもう打ってくれよみたいな試合前に言われてたので、帰ってフレディと打ったよっていう感じの会話をしてましたね。
Freddie talked to me to make sure that I joined the party earlier than later. So, I was able to do that this time in my first at bat. So that was something that we talked about.
And take one more, then we're going to get Mookie up here. Pete in the second row, over there on the left.
Hi, Shohei. Just how would you kind of describe your first MLB postseason now that you have a few games under your belt?
シーズン振り返ってみてどう思いますかと。
ここまでは本当にただただプレーできていることに感謝してますし、今日も昨日今日と敵地でしたけど、敵地ならではの雰囲気というか熱気というか素晴らしい中で本当にやらせてもらってるなっていう毎日、明日ももちろん調整して、しっかりとプレーしたいなっていうそういう気持ちですね。
I'm just simply put grateful to be in this environment, to be able to play in this playoff environment, having experienced playing in an away environment. It's been fun being able to experience the passion and the passion of the fans, and I hope that I'll be able to perform well tomorrow.
Mookie, congrats on the run. The 2-run double, the 2-run homer. What an incredible night for you at the plate. Can you just describe what you were feeling up there in your at-bats tonight?
No, I can't really describe it, but I felt pretty good. It's good to feel good. It's good to help the team. And pitching did amazing, keeping them off the board, really. So, it was fun.
And, Mookie, the lineup has changed so much behind Shohei and you. What was it like to see a guy like Tommy have such a big night in the cleanup spot tonight?
I think that's the beauty of our team. It can change, but whoever's in the lineup is good, and they're gonna follow the plan. They want to win, and so that's why we are up 3-1 right now.
Go to Peter in the second row on the left.
Hi, Mookie. I know you spoke yesterday, I guess it was, about taking extra swings. Just how, I guess, what did you kind of find as you've done that, and was there something that really clicked for you in these last few days with that extra work?
I mean, a lot of stuff has clicked and hasn't worked, and some worked. Today worked, but tomorrow's a new day, and I'll come work and try and find the same feel. But it's just a lot of work. God really answering prayers, all those type of things, and so it's just good to know that I helped the team.
Go to Dylan right up in the front.
Mookie, after Ohtani hit that home run to start the game, did you kind of figure, it'd be the type of game where, okay, now they're going to start avoiding him and that you're going to get chances to have good swings?
No, by no means. I just know there was a stretch there for like 2 or 3 at-bats. I don't even think he saw a pitch remotely close, which I understand. But it's going to be tough to just walk him all the time, especially with the lineup and the guys. Freddie didn't even play as well, so we'll see. If they want to continue to do it, then that's okay. I just have to make sure I take care of my job and the guys behind us. That we can only control what we can control.
Come over to the right side, third row on the right, on that end.
Hey, Mookie, can you just talk about the way the offense has been able to work the Mets pitching staff, drawing walks, keeping the line moving, and the consistency that you guys have provided?
I think just following the plan. Our coaches do a really good job in preparing us. And the guys, we all believe in them. We believe in each other. And we know, like I said, whether the plan is right or wrong, it doesn't really matter. It's just at least we follow the plan no matter what. And it's been right so far.
Go to Juan up in the front.
Mookie, right before Game 3 in the Padres series, you kind of mentioned you deleted social media and kind of all that stuff. Like, how hard is it to avoid the kind of the outside noise at this time of the year? Like, how does that motivate you? And how do you kind of remind yourself, like, I'm pretty good at this too?
you know, it's tough to really get away from everything because everyone's watching. You know, there's family, friends, you know, you guys, everybody is watching, and while I'm doing this, I'm talking, so there's no real way to get away from it. So really just getting it off my phone, spending time with my kids, my wife, my family. That's really just the easiest way to get away from it. And then sometimes I just go into the locker room and just sit by myself just to get away from all the things that are going on, and then you can reset and come back to it. So it's tough, but if you want to do it, you'll find a way.
All right, we'll do two more, and then we'll bring Yoshi up. We'll go to Pete down here in the front.
Yeah, I don't know that you do. I think I've tried to manage those emotions many times. I think you just ride them. You just ride those emotions. I mean, it's tough. I may not do it all day, but when the game starts, you just got to ride those emotions, embrace them, the highs and the lows. Like I said, I've tried to stay even keel and all those things, and at a time like this, that doesn't really work. So you just got to jump on the roller coaster and enjoy the ride.
Overall, how did you feel out there tonight? And you threw the slider a lot more than usual today. Was that part of the game plan or just kind of a feel thing?
まずゲーム全体の自分だった評価と、それともう一つ今日スライダーが結構多かったように見えたんですけど、そこはその最初からプランしてた攻め方だったんでしょうか。
まあ初回から、失点、してしまったんですけど、なんとか最初失点に、抑えれたことは良かったところかなと、思うのと、右打者が、多くいたので、スライダーは多少、多くなりましたけど、はい、とにかくチームが勝てたので、はい、いい投球だったかなと思います。
So overall, I think that was pretty good, even though I gave up first round of the game, first score of the game. And then in terms of slider amount of numbers I pitched today, that was because of a number of righty in the lineup today. So I used it a lot.
How much easier does your job get when you're seeing Ohtani kind of lead off the game of a home run and Mookie just piling on later in the game?
大谷さんとムーキーの、ホームランがあったりして、その辺っていうのは自分の投球の中でどれくらいいい影響みたいなのがあったんでしょうか。
なんとかリードを守ろうと、はい、思いながら、はい、投げてましたし、追加点を、取ってもらえたので、多少、気持ちに余裕を持って、投げることができたかなと思います。
Yeah, so those like homers gave me a little more comfortable run support and then lead in the game. And then after that, because I kind of settled in and then pitched with a little more comfortable situation.
Dylan?
I know in the Japan series last year, right, you threw a 138-pitch complete game. Obviously, this is a much different situation where the bullpen is kind of ready to come in, fourth inning, fifth inning, pretty early. Does that change kind of your approach in how you pitch and maybe, how you, maybe can you let it out a little bit more?
去年、日本シリーズ1試合で、1登板で、130球投げたのがあったんですけども、もちろんこっちとは全然違うんですけども、そういう球数の違いっていうのはそのゲーム投げていく中でのプランのアプローチの仕方っていうのは変わってきたんでしょうか。
基本はとにかく1イニングずつ、抑えるっていうところは、自分の投球の中での基本なので、はい、そこは特に、変わらず、とにかく1イニングに集中して、相手のバッター一人一人に集中して、投げてます。
So my style is, because I don't really think about the pitch count. I just usually focus on the one hitter at a time. And then one inning by one inning. So I didn't really think about it. I didn't feel as much difference.
Go to Peter in the second row on the left.
Hi. Understanding that you pitched in a lot of big games in Japan, just now that you've pitched in 3 postseason games here, just have you felt yourself getting a little bit more comfortable with experience? Just how valuable has that been?
日本で、結構なビッグゲームの数っていうのは投げてきて、 でこちらでそのポストシーズンでもその、3試合目の登板ということで、その徐々に自分のその感覚的なポストシーズンの感覚的なところっていうのは慣れてきている部分がありますか？
しっかり落ち着いて、投球は、できてますけど、やっぱりこう本当に、一発勝負になる試合が多く、本当にこう一発もやっぱり、多いので、本当にこう油断することなく、一球一球、投球してます。
So, I think I could feel more comfortable and calm. And then, but because every game in the postseason is a kind of like a must-win situation, and then all the hitters are really great. So, yeah.
Any last ones in English? We'll do one more in English with Carrie on the end.
Yoshinobu, in your time in Japan, have you ever experienced something like this where it's a group of pitchers working together to get 27 outs, and then how impressed are you with the job that everybody's doing?
一つ目の質問が、日本でこういうブルペン陣と、一緒に戦っていくそのゲームを作っていくっていうのがあったのかっていうのと、そのブルペンこちら来てそのブルペンのピッチャーブルペン陣と一緒にやっていけてる部分っていうのはどういう感じですか？
多少その采配は違いはありますけど、日本ももちろんリリーバーがいますし、はい、でも基本はやっぱ先発が7回ぐらいまで、投げることが、多いんですけど、こっちはまたこう早い展開から、リリーフの方が出てきてくれて、今日も、抑えてもらえたので、はい、どちらがいいとかは特にないですけど、はい、今日はすごく助かりました。
I don't have because specifically like which style is good. Like in Japan, it was like a different, little bit different game management. Because usually starter usually try to goes into the deeper into the game, like a 6th inning or 7th inning. Then relievers come in. But here, because sometimes 4th inning, 5th inning, and then relievers coming in. And I think because here, because I think I'm being able to work with them pretty good.